This is Paranormal Short Session 2 by Keith Evans. I'm using my FLIR TG-165 in search of unexplained cold areas. Today is Monday, 20th December 2021. This is my Obelisk 5B. I'm going to be using it later on. This is the heater. I'm going to turn the heater on to let you see what it looks like. That's what it looks like when the heater's on. So, see how warm the heater is. Let me see if I can get to the yellow. The yellow area is about 83, 84, 85. That is the door. The door seems to be fairly warm. Let's go down to the floor. The floor is blue, fairly cold. Let's go back to the heater. Okay, the orange area is about 80. It's a very narrow area. 82. Pink area is about 79, 78. And the yellow area where the crosshairs are right now is about 88, 89. Alright, we definitely want the room to be warm, and that will make it easier for me to pick up any unexplained cold areas. If there's an unexplained cold area due to a paranormal interaction taking place, if the room is too cold, we might not notice it at all. It might just blend in with the cold room. That is a large picture on the wall, which is somewhat pinkish. I'm surprised. Let's go back up to it. Then I get white out at the far end of the photo. Cam back down to the floor. And it shouldn't be that warm, but I guess the heat might be drifting over this way. There's no reason for that photo to be that warm. It's pink. Well, let's go over. That was the heater that I can buy. Let's go back to the Obelisk 5B, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Well, I want to ask the question if there's any new ghosts or spirits. I'm going to use this footage for social media, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. So if you don't want to be on those social media platforms, please don't choose a word from my Obelisk 5B, or don't cause a cold spot. But if you don't mind being on those social media platforms, please utilize the energy from the environment to cause a cold spot, and please choose all the words from the Obelisk 5 that you would like to communicate. It makes it easier if one ghost communicates first and says all they want to say, and then the next ghost communicates. That way we have uninterrupted chain of thought without maybe 3 people talking at one time. All right. Got 2 words. Neck ever. Neck is N-E-C-K, and ever is E-V-E-R. That time it looked like it might have been an increase in heat when I had the thermal imager observing the Obelisk 5, which I'm observing right now. It looks like a red square, or pinkish purplish square, surrounded by blue area. Oh, I didn't ask the question, did I? Oh, sorry about that. Well, my question would be, what is your name? And have you ever made a cold spot? My name is Keith Evans. I'm not sure what Nick ever would be related to. It seems like it's getting white out. Now it went back to pink. 80 degrees should not be white. 79 should not be white. Let's go back to the floor. Alright. It's warming up enough now that if a ghost or spirit has enough ability to draw energy from the environment, we should be able to get a cold spot and see it. If the room is too cold, you're not going to notice the cold spot. But I think a lot of this is the heat that's building up from this really warm heater here. I think I got it on, 77? Let's see if it picks up. Yep, got on 77. So ghosts and spirits, you have any questions you'd like to ask me? this 5B timed out again. Little purple or pink squares out of this 5B. Still seems like it's oscillating. I don't think I'm moving the camera that much. Well, let me camera around and look for a cold spot. You can see the heater works good because we got plenty of warm area. Say if there's a ghost or spirit that wants to make a cold area by drawing the energy and the heat out of the environment, we should pick up on it most readily. There's the heater again. Back to the floor. This is the floor about 5 feet away from the heater. Going back towards the heater. This is the door closer to the heater. It's about 3 feet away from the heater. Coming back towards the heater. Okay, my TG-165 FLIR timed out again. Alright. I'm back pointing towards the floor. Don't seem to have any more words. Neck ever. What about neck? What about neck and what about ever? You gotta give me more information. So came me down on the floor. I'm pointing towards the heater. I'm about 5 feet away. Now it's warming up the place that if there is any type of unexplained cold area, I should be able to see it. That's the alarm clock. Let's go over to the alarm clock. You see the yellow center, which is about 88 degrees, 88.8, 88.9, 89. Now, orange is just a thin sliver, which is about 86, 85. Now going over to the pink. The pink is about 81, 80, 81.9, 81.4, timed down on me again, as you can see the alarm clock. This is the alarm clock that some people say might have some type of spirit dwelling within that alarm clock. The reason why it picks up so much electromagnetic energy and seems to be so hot all the time. Alright. Moving further away from the heater. This is the floor, about 10 feet away from the heater. I'm about 15 feet away from the heater. I'm about 20 feet away from the heater, looking at the floor. And the floor is about 74.9 degrees Fahrenheit. No cold spots, so the ghost is traveling. They'd probably be walking along the floor where I'm at. I'm about 15 feet away from the heater. A lot of times paranormal investigating, you put a lot of time in and you don't find anything unexplained that may be paranormal. And even the Obelisk 5, some people say, oh, you get a lot of words on your Obelisk 5. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. A lot of times, if I don't get anything at all, I wonder if I should even put it up, because people might not be interested in it, and then they'll lose interest in my site and may not watch it anymore. But my form of paranormal is not to be a horror movie or to scare people. I've never really found anything throughout my travels with the paranormal to be scary. If anything, it's intriguing and it's unexplained, which to me is fascinating. I'd rather be fascinated in something, because that keeps my interest. Well, I'm going to go over here and turn off the heat because I'm starting to get warm myself. See in the dark if I can find it. Alright. Let's see how it cools down. I turned the heater off. I imagine it'll take a while for it to cool down. The center yellow is about 95. Well, let's go back to the obelisk. Gonna ghost or spirit choose a word from my obelisk to see if it increases the temperature any. Well, it timed out on me. You can see the obelisk is right below there. Now, obelisk temperature is about 79.6, 79.7. To me, it looks pinkish, maybe a little on the purplish side. I'm probably a good 18 inches away from it. See, a little closer. But we're getting up to 20 minutes. It hasn't been a real busy paranormal night, but some nights aren't. So this is Keith Evans, Paranormal Short Session 2 by Keith Evans, using my FLIR TG-165 Thermal Imager to find cold spots. I didn't find any cold spots tonight. And today is Monday, 20th December, 2021. Have a good night.